Hi guys, Sophy Ridge of Sky News put it to Damian Green, a former Theresa May loyalist, if what is happening over the immigration bill that is about to face a second reading is like the Brexit votes back in 2019, which eventually brought down Britain's second female Prime Minister. Green downplayed this by saying that the different factions in the Conservative Party are united in wanting to deal with immigration and Rwanda. But while he tried to ignore the parallels, they are quite striking. Have a listen to this.
It feels to me, because I know that you guys are supporting it, but there's going to be others in the party who are still weighing up their mind. It could be quite tight. It does feel to me quite reminiscent of 2019 when Theresa May was struggling to get that legislation through. It eventually led to the end of her premiership. Now, you, of course, were a key ally, or are, I should say, a key ally of Theresa May. Is it ringing any bells for you?
I'm trying not to because I get PTSD when I think about the Brexit debates. But it's not quite like that because it's a different type of issue. We'd had a referendum on that and so on. And the whole Rwanda policy, the whole stopping the boats, is a policy that actually unites the Conservative Party. There are clearly debates about how best to achieve it, but I and the group I chair have come to the conclusion that the government has produced a very tough bill, but that we are prepared to swallow that and we will support the government because getting this through Parliament as soon as possible is the way actually to hopefully get some flights going to Rwanda. And just as a piece of politics, pushing this bill any further would make it much, much more difficult ever to get it through the House of Lords. So I think it is politically sensible for the government to stick to its guns on this, as well as being the right thing to do in terms of legality.
Okay, just on the latter part, yes, he's correct that if the government tried to change this bill anymore, it's not going to get through the House of Lords. The Labour Party and certain Tories in the House of Lords have said, no, it's not going to fly with us. So it's either this or nothing. It's also probably going to struggle to get through the House of Lords anyway, but it might get through the House of Commons. Now, back to the point of, is this like Brexit? Yes, it is. Theresa May was trying to deal with factions, one particular faction, the ERG, back in 2019, and Rishi Sunak is doing pretty much the same thing. Now, Rishi Sunak has made this his flagship policy. I don't know why. He could have talked about something else, but this risks bringing down his government. I really don't understand why he's throwing so much support behind immigration, behind the Rwanda bill. But back in 2019, Theresa May was trying to keep the ERG happy. She'd try something, it would work for a bit, then they'd come back and say, no, we don't like that. Then she would try another thing, that didn't work. And it was this back and forth for a long period of time, and eventually the ERG and Boris Johnson and others pulled the plug and her government collapsed. Now, when it comes to Rishi Sunak, the ERG are not a powerful force like they were in 2019, but they are allied with other headbanger groups like the Common Sense Group and the Northern Research Group and the whatever. So there are a whole lot of other factions within the Conservative Party. If they work in unison, they could be similar to what Theresa May had to deal with back in 2019. So there is a real risk for Rishi Sunak that if the crazies are united, they could stop this bill going through. Now, if this bill doesn't go through, Rishi Sunak is finished because he has invested so much political capital in this bill that he would have to resign. It'd be like Theresa May back in 2019. Now, where I disagree with Damian Green here as well, because he's trying to paint a picture of, well, Brexit was dividing the party while this bill is uniting the party. No, both were dividing. Back in 2019, Theresa May was trying to present herself as a Brexiteer. The Brexiteers wouldn't accept that. Rishi Sunak is trying to present himself as tough on immigration, but the headbangers are not accepting that either. Now, they may bite the bullet and just back the government here on this bill, but we can be sure that they will come back in the future and try and undermine him again. So they may not feel that they have the support to defeat Rishi Sunak this time, but they will try to ramp up support for the next time. Let me know in the comment section, guys, what you think. As always, your comments are greatly appreciated. Thanks a lot.